Yo, what's good? Welcome to Countercurrent, the Arlington Cinema Draft House podcast, formerly Countercurrents, with host Petey Steele
and your co-host Elena Torres. And today we have a big party of comics. They're going to be at the Arlington Draft House on October 27th and 28th with Dante Chang, good friend of the podcast. He's been on here a bunch of times. Please welcome DoBoy, Sean Dolan, and KiKi. Yay!
Hey, what up, though?
How are you guys doing?
Blessed. Happy to be here. How you guys doing?
We're good. We brought you guys from LA. Nice early morning for you guys. Do you guys wake up around this time? This is 10 a.m. LA time. Or did you guys just wake up to do this?
I have my son.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I know, KiKi, I know you have kids, so I know that question doesn't apply to you. I know you've been awake for like 5 hours already.
Nah, I'm definitely up early. So normally I'm usually getting up around this time. So you guys are definitely special. I made a special arrangement just to be up for you guys.
Oh, thank you, DoBoy. You know we love you. We love donuts too. We love the wallpaper.
It's inspiring to me. It inspires art. Donuts inspire art to me.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite kind of donut? Everybody shout out, what donut do you defend?
I think I'm a cinnamon roll type of guy. Just something about the middle of a cinnamon roll is the best for me.
Is that a donut?
A cinnamon roll? Of course.
Yeah, wait. I thought you were. I was like wondering. I was like, was there a cinnamon roll flavored donut? But you think a cinnamon roll counts as a donut?
Absolutely counts as a donut. Yes, it does. It is.
I'm with DoBoy on this one. If it's restricted to the morning hours, it is a pastry consumed. Then it's a donut.
What?
Yeah.
You make them by the dozens. They come in dozens, right? Or is it? No, it's 6 to a canister, half dozens.
Yes. Yes, and they're delicious. The middle part is second to none.
I mean, I agree. They're delicious. Like cinnamon. Listen, I was a fat kid in middle school, and cinnamon was a big part of my journey.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with a guy named DoBoy on what constitutes as a
donut. Fair enough.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
All right. So for DoBoy, it's a Cinnabon. Sean?
One of the cake one, like an old fashioned. I'll even go plain old fashioned, honestly. It's a little weird, but
no, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been when I was 32, but at 42, that's the grown man selection. At 32, I would have said Boston cream, but like I'm getting to be a fat man, so I gotta get restrictive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it shows maturity.
Yep. Black coffee, plain donut.
There you go.
KiKi, what about you?
Krispy Kreme glaze.
Oh, okay. That's kind of that's an old.
That's so basic.
It's basic and simple. It tastes good.
It tastes delicious. The problem with the Krispy Kreme ones is I feel like one Krispy Kreme donut feels like you ate nothing.
Yeah.
Like air.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
It's so light.
Wait, so I want to go back into this. You said you were fat as a kid. Really? You don't strike me as somebody who ever used to be fat.
Oh, I used to be fat. Puberty hit me really hard. I was fat from age 11 to age 15. It was like right when puberty happened, and I moved. We were in Spain when I was a little kid, and I moved to Mexico, and Mexico had a lot of like the American food chains around, so I was like really excited to be able to have like American fast food, and I really took it to the next level. And so I was like, and you can't find pictures of me in that time because I also had a huge nose, like problematic nose. Like I broke it twice. So I had a huge nose and I was fat and I had braces. That's why I do comedy. Ooh. I always tell bookers, I'm like, you don't believe that I'm funny? I'll show you a picture of me in middle school. Oh yeah. Like I'll talk to you about cinnamon bun, like Cinnabon, cinnamon rolls. I know all about like Taco Bell. Even in Mexico, like I used to love Taco Bell whenever I would come to the US. Like that's the level of fat that I was.
Wow.
Not for a Hispanic person.
I didn't know if that impacted your view on Taco Bell that you.
Oh,
You
well,
know.
now I mean, I would never eat it now, and it's disgusting. But it's not Mexican food. It's just, it was just delicious.
Yeah.
So wait, Elena, because I didn't even know this about you. So I knew the fat part, but I didn't know, like, okay, you came from America to Mexico and you were excited because the American chains were there. You were in there all alone, like, yo, Mexicans don't appreciate shit.
No, not from America. I lived in Spain when I was a little.
Right. But what's
I was
okay?
in
So
Europe, so Europe didn't have any of those foods.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
So
I was in
I was in
Spain when
Europe, and then I moved to Mexico, and I just like went ham, and it was right around like when I was a little kid, I could eat whatever I wanted and not gain weight. It was like right around when puberty hit,
right.
and it just really went uphill from there. And then like I went on a diet when I was 14, and I got my nose done, and like everything changed.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know, it never leaves you.
Yeah, it stays
You know?
with you.
Especially in that stage of life, you know, it's like really like formative years. Like the fact that like it never leaves you.
Oh no, never.
Right.
Sticks with you forever.
Right. Right.
I mean, I didn't get fat from it, but Taco Bell was really like a formative part of my brain during those years. It'll linger with you, you know?
It will. Taco Bell in particular, there's something in the chemicals.
That's what it is. Yeah. It literally triggers something in your brain where I just have fond memories.
I love Taco Bell too
I just
much.
had some Taco Bell the other day. I just had a chalupa. It's something about the chalupa shell that will never get old.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I kind of lost faith in Taco Bell. I don't know, during the pandemic, they canceled the 7-layer burrito. And I was like, this is my one healthy meal a week. You know, this is my colonic and shit. I gotta eat like plain avocado. What the fuck? You know?
Yeah, they had canceled the Mexican pizza for a little bit too. I was pretty upset about that.
Yeah, I ain't with it. So you guys, what's your like next stop prior to coming to the Arlington Draft House comedy wise? What do we got on the agenda?
I'm going to Mic Drop Chandler, Arizona with Dante too. So yeah, we have 4 shows next weekend actually. Yeah.
Nice. Where's Chandler in relevance to like the rest of Arizona? Do you know?
30 minutes from Phoenix.
Okay.
I've never been there, but it's nice. They just had the Big Pine Comedy Festival there, so yeah. And they have a mic drop in San Diego, and that's a great club. They just renovated it. Used to be Comedy Palace in Claremont. Yeah, it's really nice.
That's
it's all
fantastic.
Alice in Wonderland theme, all purple teacups.
Nice. So wait, so you're going with Dante. So do you guys like typically? I know DoBoy said before the program, like this is his first time with this particular collective of you guys coming to do a show. But I mean, like Sean, is this like your first time with this crew, or is this how did y'all like link up?
Yeah, for me, I think KiKi's been doing it like with Dante a lot longer. I mean, Dante just started connecting with me several months back now, but because I've been doing comedy for about 2 years now, so
2 years?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And Dante, I guess liked what he saw, and he wanted to do some shows with me, and yeah, since then we've been kind of making it a routine thing. But
wow, that's great. 2 years for Dante Chang to pull you in and say, "Hey, come, do this with me." That's pretty impressive. I got to see what you're putting down when you get out of here.
Yeah, this will actually be my first show outside of California.
No way.
So, yeah. So kind of a cool little thing for me personally.
That's killer. Yeah, Dante, man, dabbles in so much stuff too. I remember he had a clothing store out in LA for a bit. And then I'm in the sports card and memorabilia auction business now, and I was looking at the list of dealers for like the last national, just seeing who I know is going to be at this show, and boom, Dante Chang. Like, what the fuck is going on? And think about a name like Dante Chang. You know, there's no other Dante Chang in
He's one of one.
world. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, like an Italian Chinese man. Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know? And I called him up and he's like, yeah, that was me, but I don't do that anymore. But he's just one thing, then on to the next thing. You know, comedy is a big constant, though, I think, in his life. But it's amazing. He just nonstop. How about you, Doughboy? How did you link up with these guys?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing, like he was saying. Like I been linking up with Dante for a couple years now. We had a food review show that we do called We Be Grubbin', where we basically go and we eat different foods and we kind of debate about them. So he's just been putting me on shows really for like probably like the last year or so. And I think I've done one or two with KiKi, or, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, he just kind of brought me on, you know what I'm saying? He and I are good friends. I do a lot of his shows over at Flashback, you know what I'm saying, at his club out in here in LA. So he told me, yeah, let's go out to DC, do a show, which is actually cool because I just sent my daughter out there to college. She goes to Howard. So kind of gave me
no way.
yeah, so it gives me a reason to go see my baby. It's actually her birthday today. So happy birthday to my daughter, Kiara, today. Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Kiara. Smart daughter at Howard. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Congrats to you.
Thank you so much.
That's like big parenting kudos. I mean, I've got kids. Howard. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm extremely proud of her. So yeah. So I'm excited to be coming down there for more than one reason.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Is she a freshman?
She is a freshman. Yeah. She's majoring in psychology and minoring in theater. So we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Somewhere in between.
in theater.
So yeah, we'll see what comes of it.
I also majored in theater.
Really? Because there was no film in Seattle where I came from. So.
Oh, you're from Seattle originally?
Went to UW, so I majored in theater, and I had to do a lot of crew. You know, did you do a lot of crew instead of acting? They make you crew lights, crew sound, crew all that.
Oh no, it was a lot of. I mean, where I went, it was very just acting, and a lot of we had to do a lot of reading, like a lot of reading plays. That, yeah, like a lot of Shakespeare and stuff like that.
Well, Lena went to USC. That's like the #1 film school, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's up there I did theater and film there. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. It's one of the good ones. So I know LA. I know where you guys are at. Spent some time in LA. Don't worry about it. So KiKi, what brought you out to LA?
I was acting. I was from Seattle, did the drama theater major. I had a one-woman show, and then I moved to San Diego, and then I was driving back and forth for auditions to LA, and then eventually after I had my kid, I was like, I don't want to drive anymore. I'm just gonna move.
I mean, driving from Seattle to LA, how many hours is that?
I mean, from San Diego to LA.
Oh, San Diego.
It's about 2 hours.
San Diego's not so bad.
I would just drive for like 3 hours for an audition for 5 minutes, take a piss and drive back down. It would be like 5 hours, like a whole day just for a 5-minute audition. That was crazy. But I did that like every week, you know. And
wow.
And then I moved here, then I started doing comedy. And I'm like, I don't want to go for auditions that far anymore. So, but then pandemic, and then we just did the self-tapes. But now I'm focused on stand-up. Like, I just love it. So, yeah.
So how long ago was that you started then?
Maybe 6.5 years after I had my kid. I needed a new challenge.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me try the stand-up. Because I did the one-woman show, and my agent's husband was like, you should try stand-up. I think you might be great. But, you know, I'm an immigrant from Hong Kong, so my English is second language. So I was so terrified to, like, how do I be funny?
Yeah.
You know, just be me and with the way I speak. But comedy is great. You don't have to worry about, I could just lean into my accent when I get excited. It comes out, the Chinese accent.
Yeah.
So it's great. Like, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Just hone in on my act, you know.
How old were you when you moved here from Hong Kong?
12.
Oh, okay. So like you really like your formative year. I guess like what are formative
Yeah.
years? A little kid.
Yeah,
Like,
and then I had an autoimmune disease, and then it became like I had an eating thing, a whole thing, and then I went in the hospital, had 9 packs of blood transfusions. So those formative years were jacked up, like yeah.
why you're funny.
Yeah.
Just like me being fat. You gotta have you. It can't go easy. Middle school and high school can't go easy.
Yeah, I would starve myself all day because I got sick and my mom just fed me rice 3 times a day. Then she was like, "You're getting fat. You're getting a little chubby. You gotta do the squat." So that was the only thing.
Way.
Yeah, so I just binge eat at night, starve all day, binge eat all.
Wow.
Damn.
Damn, that's all I thought about was food. Like food. That's all I could control. Because I almost died. So it was like, let me just get obsessed with food and yeah.
Krispy Kreme Blade, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Costco chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, those are delicious.
Yeah, I
Wow.
microwave them. And
Old
the
school. Oh my God, I forgot about those. You put them in the microwave for a couple seconds. Forget about it.
Fire.
Forget about it. I was gonna say, Doughboy, do you approve with your donut background wall? Do you know about the Costco chocolate chip cookies?
I absolutely know about. I'm a Costco connoisseur. I love the Costco pizza, the Costco hot dogs, the chicken wraps, the cookies, the rotisserie chicken. It's second to none, and it's the best price.
Oh,
The
yeah.
muffins.
Oh my
The
God, the
muffins.
muffins. This is like my childhood. There's Costco in Mexico. And I
Ice
had
cream too.
Yes.
The ice cream.
Yeah, they don't lose on much. Yeah, Costco is pretty much undefeated.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I gotta get a membership back. I haven't been to Costco in a long time.
Yeah, I got a membership. I need to go back. I need to stock up on some snacks for the studio, so I need to go there and get some stuff.
There you go. There you go. What's
That-
we did
that-
donuts. What's everybody's favorite Costco snack? Ready, set, go.
I'm going with their pizza. I love their pizza. Their pizza is fire. So I go pizza.
Yeah, the pizza's good.
I've never had a Costco meal, so I think my favorite property of theirs is their stock. I just like to get
Oh
rich.
my God. Oh my God. I was gonna say that you were already going towards a rich guy answer, but the stocks really.
Oh my God.
at
Shows I'm
home.
not rich. I thought he was talking about like stock for
soup.
cooking.
Yeah, I thought he meant the
I was
stuff
like,
in the
"Ooh,
store.
stock soup."
That lets you know.
Like,
That lets
people
you
have
know my.
favorites.
That lets you
Yeah,
know
like
my
there's an earthquake coming on the East Coast. Come on.
Wow.
Buddy.
I didn't even know that they were publicly traded. That's how.
They're expensive. Check it out. It's like in the 500 range now. It's nuts.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I need to diversify my portfolio.
There you
Well,
go.
talk to me, bro. I mean, I have to give you the little fine print about how I'm not an official like guy or whatever, but I'll let you know what's good.
There we go.
All right. So Petey likes the stock. Doughboy likes the pizza. Sean.
I mean, I feel like it's a basic answer, but the hot dog for what, like $1.50 is, I mean,
Yeah.
that's like the opposite of rich guy stocks, but that's what I invest in.
the glizzy.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't grimace like that. I'm combating inflation by ordering those.
There you go. There you go. One step
Doing
at a
my
time.
part.
KiKi, wasn't it for you? Is it the cookies for you?
Yeah, I like the cookies and the croissant. The whole pack,
Croissant. The croissant.
Make it. Oh, so good. Eat it plain, eat it with scrambled eggs,
Delicious.
whatever in there. Turkey slices.
Delicious.
Yeah, you can. What about you? What's your favorite snack?
I think it's the cookies. Or okay, tell me, maybe this was a thing in Mexico. They were frozen, like mini hot dog, like bagel bite things that you could get at Costco. Did you guys ever have those? And you can put them in the microwave, but they were like mini hot dogs and they were frozen.
Like pigs in a blanket?
Kind of, but I think I think the outside was like bagel bread, and then the inside was like a mini hot dog. And they were just frozen microwave things, and those things were so delicious.
Mini hot dog bagel bites.
I think they were like mini hot dog. I mean, look, this is how you know I was a fat kid.
That
Like,
sounds
how fat of a
artistic.
snack? How fat of a snack is that? And you could have like, and you know, you'd make yourself like six or seven of those things, or like little mini hot dogs. Delicious.
That's fat girl artisanal.
That's right.
Those could have changed Kiki's life.
Yeah,
Back in
exactly.
middle school.
Would totally pop them.
Oh, so we have at least three parents in the room. Sean, do you have kids?
No, I do not.
Loser. I'm just kidding.
Winner.
I'm fine with that.
DoBoy, how many kids? I know you said your daughter's here at Howard. Is that your only kid?
I'm just one. I just one and done, man. I don't know if I'm ready for any more. I'm 44 years old now. She's in college. I'm just like, I don't, a part of me wants a son, but I'm just like, I ain't starting over. I think I'm good. So yeah, just one for me.
KiKi, what about you?
I have one son. He's 8.
Okay.
But I want a girl, but it's not happening. I think I'm traveling too much. It's the stress,
Two is like, I have two, and my younger one, who's 9 months, 2 is next level.
You look great. 9 months.
Thank you.
You still nursing?
No. I'm sleeping now. He was in the hospital for a while, so I couldn't breastfeed him from the beginning, so he's been formula the whole time. But I'm sleeping. I mean, the problem with comedy is like they wake up early in the morning no matter what you do. But you guys know about that.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm sleeping. But I'll tell you one thing, like from 1 to 2, I thought like once you have one, it won't make a difference. The second one, it makes a big difference.
How far are they in age from each other?
3 years apart. Exactly.
Not bad.
They both have birthdays that like basically the same week in December. So they're exactly 3 years apart. So it's not like I had to like double stroller it or any of that crazy shit, but like 2 makes a difference.
Gotcha.
Mainly on those stocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to liquidate for the formula. I got you.
It's true.
Expensive.
It's true. Especially with inflation. It's crazy.
Back when I worked at a grocery store 20 years ago, like you couldn't stop anybody for shoplifting or you'd get arrested for like assault. But the only things in the store we'd have cameras on were baby formula and Pampers.
That's pretty fucked up, actually, when you think about it. That's the one thing that people should be allowed to steal. Like if people are stealing, yeah. Like if you're gonna pass on anything, like if you're gonna look the other way, is it gonna be like for a Butterfinger or for baby formula? Like if someone's stealing baby formula, I feel like it's like give them a pass.
Well, they had cameras, but you still couldn't do nothing. And like the cashier working next to me was like, that lady who always comes in and leaves like 30 pounds heavier or whatever. And I was like, yeah, she's like, she lives in my neighborhood. She sells the shit once she gets to the hood, And I was
like formula black market.
Yeah. And I for real, how do you know? She's like, because she sold me a 72 pack of Pampers for $10. She's like, I wasn't passing it up. I'm like, all right.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I heard they did that in China too. They would sell the formula.
Wow. Formula black market. Who knew?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably going on where I grew up. That's probably going on in Mexico. There's a lot of people having kids, but I've never heard of a formula black market.
Oh, yeah. There's gotta be. I mean, if you're trading kids, you gotta be able to trade formula,
Yeah, true. So speaking of stealing, okay, I gotta tell you guys, on the East Coast, everybody here loves to talk shit on California. Oh shit, wait. Dante Chang is here.
Hey.
Got a surprise guest.
He just woke up.
Whoa. All right.
Dante, start.
Dante.
Where you at?
Dante Chang has entered the chat. Or maybe not.
I'm here. Can you
Oh,
hear
there
me?
he is.
Well, sorry, guys. I just woke up.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
we know, motherfucker. What up, man?
What's going on? What's going on with everybody?
Not much. You know, I was telling everybody before this, Dante, I'm obsessed with that stealing joke you put up. That's so funny.
Thank you so much.
That's so funny. When you use the mic and everything, you're using the whole stage. I was like, that's so good.
That was
And
at
we
the mic drop.
on the subject of stealing, so you came
Yeah,
in.
we were actually. Well, that's
All
why I brought. I was just doing a little tie-in with that. Don't worry about it.
So
Wait.
thank you so much for saying that. Let's all steal something when we're back there.
Yeah. Wait, is it true? Okay, I was saying, like, people on the East Coast love to talk shit on California no matter what. Is the crime in LA as bad as everybody says it is, or no? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I guess because it's getting reported. I don't actually see it, but it happened by the mall by our house. Like me, DoBoy, and Sean, we all live close to each other, and the mall by our house. The same thing that happened in that video happened at the mall by our house too. It happened in Beverly. It's happening all the time because you don't go to jail if the item is less than $950. So you can literally go into a store right now. If whatever you steal is under $950, you're okay. So guys, let's take advantage of this.
Wow.
No.
And they got it set up too now in LA to where if you get in trouble, if you get arrested for something, you don't have to pay bail to get out. They just let you out and then you go to your court date. So now it's just no more bail. It's just you do something, you get out, and then you just go to court whenever your date is. So
and then what happens when you don't show up to court? You don't lose bail. Do they put out another warrant for failure to appear, catch you for that, and put up no bail?
It's the wild, wild west out here these days, man. It's
wow. You have to go to LA and steal some shit. Wow.
It's wild out here right now.
Is the 950 based on MSRP? Write this down. It's like if something's buy one get one free, how does that work? You know, are you going off that price or?
Sean finding the loopholes for his stealing. Like, all right.
He's trying to figure this out.
I mean, this economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing with me is like when I steal, it's not even for the item; it's for the adrenaline rush of stealing.
Yeah, so that 950 doesn't really impact you, you know.
No, not at all. You know, like I went to a Groupon game, a football thing a while back. It was JMU versus West Virginia, and of course JMU's getting blown out into the first quarter. So me and my guys are like, fuck it, we're getting out of here. We get in the parking lot. There's all these like drunk tailgaters passing out and all these cornhole boards and coolers and grills. So we pull the van up and just start loading up whatever, you know, hit the road. And they're like, well, Petey, what do you want your take to be? You don't drink or anything. Like, you can't take the alcohol. What do you want, the Red Bull? And I'm like, I just want to unload, go back and start stealing more shit. Like, that was the payoff for me. You know what I mean?
That says a lot about you that you rather steal from individuals. Like, feel like it's different from a store. Like, I feel like it's easier to feel less guilt from a store. But Petey's like, no, I'm straight up stealing.
Are you calling me a piece of shit for not taking corporations down?
Yeah.
She just called you a piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Stockholder in Costco, I would never fucking.
Yeah.
I am about.
So wait, Dante, we were asking them, you know, how they all hooked up with you. Like, you're bringing all these people to Arlington. You're taking, you know, these comics on the road. Like, tell us a little bit about what made you pick the 3 people that are here with us today.
They're all different. They're all different. I mean, we're gonna be here to like. You guys got like 3 hours. Like it's a long thing. But I mean, first of all, I believe in all 3 of them tremendously, you know, and I think they all have the ability to smash. They're all they're all really like they're all good people. That like they're all, I have this new thing where like I want to like I want to surround myself around really nice people because I've gone through headaches where people are entitled and people just wear me out by doing that. And it's like, all right, well, if I could get the same thing from nice people, and then so I've been selective, and I feel like and they all meet that. They're all really nice people. They're all really funny. They all do consistently well. So I said, all right, now I feel like I felt really good. You know, they're people that you could be around too. They all have good hearts. They're all I mean, they're all different, of course, but in that way they're all similar, where they're just good people, and they all mean well, they do well, and fun to be around, each and every one of them. So, you know, so yeah, that other than that, you know, I mean, I could go on, but like, because they're all individuals. So if I go individual, then man, it's gonna take a really, really long time. But I'm trying to generalize it as much as I can, because it's like it'll be really tough. And yeah.
That makes good sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you know, people don't realize how shitty people in comedy can be. You know, and finding a good person in comedy, like people listening to this are probably like, yeah, okay, like of course you're gonna hang out with good people. But in comedy, that's a really tough thing because there's a lot of selfish
Of shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
A complete. That's why Kiki's smiling, because she knows and she done ran into some bullshit. Kiki just had a big ass smile on her face because she knows she done ran into some bullshit. You know, because we all do. You know. But I mean, out of everyone, I think Kiki's the one that's ran into some bullshit like God, because Kiki also produces. So I think if you produce, you see the real ugly in people sometimes.
Producing's a fucking nightmare, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Kiki, talk to us a little bit about the bullshit you've seen. You don't have to name names, but
the bullshit I've seen. Oh my god! It's just I run my show Crazy Vocations, so that's how I hooked up with Dante, because I was like, who can I book there's funny that is not like a typical Asian? And I was like, Dante Chen. So, but yeah, bullshit. Oh, it's a lot, especially from, unfortunately, a lot of Asians.
really?
Because you book Asians.
Well, I mean,
yeah, in fairness, those are the only comics you're booking.
I mean, I book some other people sometimes, like for my KiKi Funny Mama show, mostly female, but they're pretty cool, the females. I mean, for that show has been, because I got real picky who I work with, but with the Crazy Vocations, I've been booking more guys lately. So the bullshit is just competition. Like you help them, they just act like they're entitled, like Dante say. They go crazy on the craziest things. Some people say, like one said that I lit them on their punchline. I don't even like people. You know, the light guy lights people. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I was like, how fresh are you? Like, how green? You think I like why would I book someone, put them up on a big show, and then try to sabotage you? It doesn't even make sense.
But
right?
also, the light is not based on your set. The light is based on minutes. The
No.
light's based on minutes, so you're gonna get the light whenever. It doesn't mean get off because it's your punchline. It just means that you have 2 minutes left.
Exactly. But and then
What an idiot.
And then it's like
Idiot.
you got 10 minutes, so that's it. It's not me. Like, yeah, just a lot of crazy things. But yeah, I let it go. I try to forgive.
Forgive and never forget.
Forgive, never forget. I'm a Scorpio, I don't forget. But yeah, bye. There's so many comics out there,
I know a good story about Kiki. I know a good story. There's a group of comedians, Asian comedians, sad to say. So they kind of like, Kiki helped these group of comedians tremendously, gave them shows, paid them whatever. It was really good to them. And then this other comedian that Kiki had a problem with. We're not gonna say any names, Kiki, don't worry. They had issues. And then this group of comedians kind of acted like they would go to this other comedian and talk shit about Kiki when Kiki did nothing to them, right?
Wow.
And now that comedian has dropped them. Now they have no shows because you had no sense of loyalty, whatever. I was always like, I always told Kiki, I'm riding with you. I don't give a fuck how hot somebody gets. I don't give a fuck how lucky they got. It doesn't really matter to me. If you're good to me, I'm gonna be good to you. I don't care who the fuck sees that we're cool, because to me, I think loyalty just creates longevity, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, especially, I think for some reason, I believe if you do someone wrong that did nothing wrong to you and actually extended themselves to you, I do believe God will kind of like give you the payback on that. You know what I mean?
Karma's a bitch.
Karma or God, whatever the
Right.
fuck that is to you, is gonna come back and just bite you in the ass. And it already has for these motherfuckers, because they're just not working anymore. I've seen them now they're audience members trying to get back on,
Wow.
looking sad on the sidelines. They can't even get in the game anymore. You know, they're just oh, what do we do now? Even we thought we were doing something smart by siding with, because I believe it, don't pick sides, but also stay loyal to the people that looked out for you. I believe me and Kiki have done great work together since then, because like I just stay loyal. I just stay loyal because everything has in time, everything kind of like reveals itself. You know what I mean? And then now this group of people, they're just suffering. They're literally suffering because they just have nothing. They just have no work and just also because people are aware of what they did. They also, nobody really wants to mess with them either, because they're like, oh, you guys are pieces of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys bit the hand that fed you and thought it was funny and acted shitty toward the situation. And now where you at now?
You don't even gotta say no names, Dante. All we gotta know is that you and Kiki are the only two Asians I'm ever gonna book again.
That's right.
But I feel like, tell me this, because you guys are in LA, right? And we see this, we have people in DC that, like, Pete and I have been doing this for a little bit. So there are people from DC now that are starting to blow up. But I feel like in LA, it's more in your face, where you see comics who 1 minute ain't shit, and then the next minute they start to blow up. Talk about how you've seen people react in that sense, because especially now with things going viral, like, you look at somebody like Matt Rife, and he's really blown up, like, in the way that he has in a year. So you're seeing more and more people who are blowing up really quickly. How have you seen some of the reactions to that in the LA comedy scene?
Honestly, a lot of jealousy.
Yeah.
People don't. I mean, people get jealous, or they kind of like critique their comedy instead of like supporting that. Like, I'm happy for Matt Rife. I mean, I think he's a cool guy. Like, we actually did a show about a year ago, and I remember he was like not in a good place, and all of a sudden one video goes crazy, and now he's one of the biggest comedians pretty much that exists at least in America. Like,
Totally.
and I think it's beautiful. I mean, his jawline helps him a little bit.
Very handsome.
And he's funny. He's very handsome. He's good at crowd work. And that's what's kind of like works for the internet right now. So I can't really. He kind of just fit that. It just all kind of like, it was a perfect storm for him. And also, I also heard this thing where like he was about to move back home because he was so frustrated and kind of like, I don't know if he was gonna quit, but that's what I heard. And so sometimes it's weird because there's stories about people, they kind of pop right when they're quitting or about to quit, or like, it's weird. I think there's an energy there because while you're pursuing it, part of you desperately wants this thing or feels like it's gonna make you feel better. And they said the minute you let that go, it all kind of happens for you. But I mean, and that's where Matt Rife was, I know, emotionally, because he wanted to quit, or he wanted to move back home and say, hey, I'm gonna rethink this whole thing. And then that's him letting go. So I guess guys, I guess we all got, if you really still want to get to that next level, you gotta let go. I guess it's tough though, because you put in a certain amount of work, and they say put in effort. I was actually watching a video last night on this. They said put your effort in and then surrender the outcome, because wanting something so bad, they said you barely get it. it seems like it always comes to people that are kind of just going through the motions cheerfully almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
enjoy they're enjoying the
Well-
process, you know? But
Well,
I mean,
yeah, kind of on that same vein, like Petey, I'll never forget. You told me in my first year of comedy, and I always tell you this. You said it's a lot harder to quit comedy than it is to start.
Yep.
I feel like that's the energy that you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like letting go in comedy is really hard.
Yeah. 100%. There have been many times I've wanted to, give it just the fuck up. And I'm not even doing it like as much as I did at one point right now, but something keeps me in there, and I just leave the results to whatever, and we'll see. Maybe my carelessness will make me an international superstar.
So
Never
what
know.
about you? What have you seen with people like in that LA scene with the blow up on and just like you have that fame like right in front of you? Like, how is that? Do you think affected you, affected the whole LA scene in general?
No, it's kind of like the same thing that Dante was saying. Like, I think I've seen a lot of jealousy, with different comedians. Like, in addition to Matt Rife, I've seen people like, Akash Singh, or even Nate Jackson's a good friend of mine. They've kind of blown up, like, I'm saying, around the same time. And I think what comedians try to do is they try to quantify it and give the reason why they blew up. Like, oh, well, they blew up because they did this or they did that. And it's just like, no, they worked their ass off and they got into the position where they're at. So, what I'm saying? I just think it's just really all about just like a marathon mind state. Like, I actually know, what I'm saying, Matt Rife as well. What I'm saying? I work with him on Wild 'N Out. You know what I mean? So just to see him kind of get his shining right now, it comes from years and years. I remember going on the road with Matt Rife like back in 2014, 2013, so almost 10 years ago. So, he's been working for a really long time. So I'm just super excited for anybody who can kind of push through that process and get to the other side, because, it's motivation for cats like myself. Like, even though I've had a level of success, I'm just like, hey, I can see it going to the next level because I see, what I'm saying, my peers doing it as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Sean, what about you? Because you said you've done comedy only in California. Like, you've only been in that scene. I would think that starting in LA is so intimidating because it's so much more competitive. Like, how have you navigated through that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is. I don't know too much of the other scenes even. Like, I mean, I've gone up to the Bay Area a couple of times now, but I mean, it's the same on all levels too, with the jealousy and stuff like that. I mean, I always think it's dumb. I've only been doing it for 2 years, so like just hanging around open micers and stuff and hearing like, oh, how did they get a special and all that, and like, yeah, what are they doing? It's like, I don't think I've heard you do 10 separate minutes of worth of material. Like, sometimes people get too caught up on that, like worrying about other people. It's like, I just kind of focus on yourself and your craft and, improving that, because otherwise, I don't know, the people that I feel like I hear the scene usually complaining the most about who's doing well are usually showing the least amount of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and how were you able, because okay, now you're on tour with Dante 2 years in, like that's amazing. Like, how were you able to crawl through it? Because I'm guessing, you guys can all tell me, I'm guessing like early LA comedy is like early New York comedy. That's more a reference where you're just doing open mics in front of rooms of just other comics. It's real, like super depressing, very hard. And that's a really hard sort of feeling to get past, right? When you're just in that open mic, like how did you get past that ceiling?
Is that one for me, or
that's one for you? Yeah. That's one for you, and everybody else can chime in. But yeah, that's one mainly for you.
I think just kind of being around and just consistently going to places and stuff, just people kind of saw I was taking the joke writing seriously and whatnot. Even though it is really competitive, I feel like that is a difference, is being consistent and working on old jokes, bringing in new stuff too, like kind of just showcasing that you're not just being one-dimensional and stand out. I don't know. I don't know how it, obviously I still do those mics where it's an empty room of just, comics on their phones, but I think that does help in a weird way too.
Yeah, that's part of what makes you better. Did the rest of you guys ever go through that phase? Ever go through that terrible open mic comedy phase?
Honestly, this is like the wrong group to ask that to, because like, I mean, everyone here, honestly, I think has been pretty fortunate. Especially, I mean, Sean too, KiKi too. KiKi, what's admirable about her so much is that she kind of willed her own way. She started producing, and then had to still work on her craft all while raising a child, which I think is very, very respectable and like commendable. Like that's just crazy to me because it's already difficult when you just have the comedy part alone. So
Yeah.
and then Sean and myself have a similar thing where like somebody kind of like start booking us early and giving us good stage time early. Like even before I booked him, he already got booked by the Improv. Like I think how long were you in, Sean, before you got booked?
It's like 6 months.
6 months.
Wow.
Actually, me and him, we have identical. I got booked my first 6 months by the Improv, so it was both. That's just you know what though. This is the thing though with you guys in DC. DC Improv has one improv. We have what 4 or 5. So like,
Yeah.
it's just your chances are easier here. It's more likely you're gonna get. I mean, with 5 clubs, obviously, but also there is a ridiculous there's a ridiculous amount of comics here too. So I guess you could maybe say it's about the same. I mean, it's hard for me to calculate because Bobby Lee took me on the road my first year at DC Improv, my first year too. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what's easier. I guess we've been fortunate. And Doughboy has been, he hit it early too. So I gotta say that I don't think this group really struggled early. Any of us really. We've had a very fortunate ride, all of us. I
I love
mean,
how Kiki's over there laughing. She's like, I struggled, just a different type of
Right.
struggle.
I mean, I try to go some open mics, but I had a kid I couldn't bring. So when I start producing, then I'll work on my stuff and I hosted for the first few years when I did the show, and then I would take like intensive classes just to keep writing, and then I do bringers. Most of the time I did bringers just to because like the open mics was tough for me to get to.
Yeah.
And then I forced myself to do an hour, and then I just booked a place and just kept running it. And that's when I really got better. I feel like doing more time stretching myself and just making that pressure, like you got to do it, and then just do it.
But I don't think you did it that way. Like you took more of that, which I think is what comedy's become anyway. You just took it into your own hands.
Yeah, because with acting, I acted for 15 years, auditioning, trying to, I'm gonna make it, but it didn't quite happen the way I wanted it to. So with comedy, I'm just more careless about it. Like it's fun until it's not. So I think
totally.
it works for me actually, that thinking that way, because I just like I don't have the energy now, especially you're a mom, to be like, I want it so bad. I want it, but no, I have my kids, so I'll be.
You have it does take you, having kids takes you out of yourself and out of that sort of career obsession, because you get home and it's like home is busy.
Yeah. So I don't have time to think about all that other stuff or get mad at people getting famous real fast. I feel like, oh wow, they're doing well. I can do well too. Like Doughboy said, inspired. But Doughboy, your face was like, I struggled. Come on, tell us how'd you?
I definitely have had my struggles. I've been in LA since 2009. So, when I first got to LA, I'm from Sacramento initially. So I didn't get Wildin' Out until 2012. So that was a tough 3 years. And then even getting on Wildin' Out, like it's something that hits in your mind, like, oh, I made it now. I'm a huge superstar. But then, you know what I mean? Like once the season's over, it's back to reality. It's back to, to everything. So even with the different things that I've done, like with All Deaf and, just different things that I've done, there have been those moments in between where it definitely feels like a struggle, like, what I'm saying? And I'm still not above an open mic. Like I still pay the $5 to do the 5 minutes, just to work on the content. So, I kind of feel like it's never a point where you quote unquote make it. I think the point where you make it is just where you get to do what you love for a living at whatever level that is for you. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like in that sense, we've all made it. So
100%. And I know what you mean. Like TV is funny that way, where a lot of people think, oh, once you get that TV credit, it's over. And it's not like that. Like I used to do Mexican soap operas. And I remember like, I was never like the star of the show. I would just be on it. But like, we all know what that kind of stuff pays. Now maybe people do more because of the strikes or whatever. But I remember once I went on an airplane and I was like in the back in coach, and the people next to me recognized me from a telenovela I did. And they were like, what are you doing here? I was like, you think they pay me enough to go to the front?
Nah, it definitely, people will look at you a certain type of way, and getting noticed when you're in a compromising position just sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're just out getting milk, maybe got a mustard stain on your t-shirt and somebody's like, hey, I know you from da-da-da-da-da. It's like, hey, how you doing there? So.
Yeah, it's crazy. And people forget in this game. You know what I mean? Like you can be on something and everybody knows who you are 1 second, and people forget really quick.
Very quickly.
And it's time, that's why like you need resilience to be in this. But
well, nobody's
I'm sure also Wild 'N Out also trained you pretty well, because I feel like you have to be like really think on your feet a lot for that show, right?
Oh yeah, it's a very competitive show. I mean, and even though it's like a family-like structure and everybody wants the best show, I mean, everybody's trying to shine as well too. So you got a bunch of really, competitive people up there, and you're fighting for TV time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a TV show, so it's a 30-minute show, which is weighted down to 22 minutes when you really weight it down. Nick Cannon's gonna, get his, his time. The guest host is going to get their time. So then you just got 8 other people that's fighting for that remaining, 10 to 12 minutes or whatever it might be. So you got to come out with your best stuff all the time. So it's definitely competitive.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we can imagine. So
we had Jacob Williams on here, and I remember him saying the same thing. And not to mention, like, they have like real battle rappers on there, Hitman, in them, and it's like I couldn't ever face one of them. And I used to battle rap. It's insane.
Right? You used to battle rap?
Yeah, I'll send you a link. Sure.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
No, that's crazy. Like with Jacob, because I came on with Jacob. Like, we came on the same season. But the thing that always worked about Jacob, I always got a lot of respect for him. He never breaks character. He's always him. Like, you know what I mean? So he's always. He can say the most random shit, but it's gonna hit because he says it in his voice and he never deviates from that. I love that about him. Like he stays true to that deadpan delivery every single time.
Yeah, we loved him. We also love you guys. What else? What other tour dates do you guys have other than Arlington Draft House on October 27th to 28th?
Tell him, KiKi, what other tour dates do we have?
October 6th and 7th. Mic Drop Chandler. Yeah,
Arizona.
October.
Chandler, Arizona. Mic Drop. October 6th and 7th.
Yeah, 4 shows.
4 shows.
October 5th, I'll be at the Epic Event Center in Rancho Cucamonga doing some stuff, so you guys can check me out there. And then I'll be out there in VA toward the end of the month with you guys.
Awesome. Can't wait to meet you guys. This has been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody for coming on. I'm going to say the date again so you people don't forget, October 27th and 28th. Come see all these great comedians we've had out here. Dante Chang and the Hollywood All-Stars. Anybody else you guys want to tell them, where can they find you guys on social media? Where can they find any of the stuff you've got? Let them know.
You can find me at I Am DoBoy, IAMDOBOY. I'm on all social media platforms. You can find me at I Am DoBoy TV at YouTube. So follow me there. I got a lot of dope content coming, and I appreciate you guys for having me.
You can find me at KiKi, KIKI Funny Mama, or at Crazy Woke Asians. That's the show I produced. That's the one we're doing in Arizona.
Dante Chang. That's it. DANTECHANG. Pretty much everywhere. On TikTok, I'm Dante Chang 1. I got an OnlyFans too, you guys.
Are you?
All right.
I can't tell if you're kidding or not.
I'm dead serious. 'Cause
Yes.
I did the comedy for them, and it's under the contract that you have to open to OnlyFans. Right?
How is that, by the way? Is that helpful? I always thought that OnlyFans would work really well for comedy.
Well, you know what? We got paid $6,000 for 15 minutes.
What?
Yeah, which is
I'm
cool.
getting an OnlyFans.
And then
Wow.
this, you know what I did, and I think I sold like 4 videos. I mean, I only did it once. I want to try it again. I literally put a video on and said, this video is, like I said, this video, I say it's so inappropriate, it could get me canceled. And then I charged $20, and people were, well, I think I sold like 4 videos.
What?
You know, yeah, 4 people paid $20 just to view it. I mean, I think I have like 2,000 followers on there, and it was like, I mean, still the ratio is crazy, but it's still, I got paid $80 or like whatever to just like post a video, you know? So it's kind of cool. You could, I need to charge less next time. Maybe if I charge like $5 or $3, I'll get a better response. But I try to charge 20 to see what happens, to see how much people would
Yeah.
bite. And then people bit, and the joke is 40 seconds long.
What?
Yeah.
It is
Hell
just
yeah.
a joke.
Yeah.
You're not like Right Said Fretting out there in your birthday suit like Dante Chang.
None of
Dog
that. Just the
smoke.
mic, and I just say something really fucked up. You know?
Nice.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
Nice.
it works. So I mean, try it sometime. It might
Yeah.
work.
Hell yeah. Wow.
There we go.
You're changing lives on this podcast, Dante. All right,
Yeah.
Petey, anything you want to let the people know before we go?
No, just to keep listening to our podcast. I'm sure I'll have dates pretty soon. And yeah, that's it. Thanks to everybody for coming on.
Yeah, you guys
Appreciate
can
you
find
for
me at
having us.
Elena Blondita, and you can see all my shows on there. Thank you so much to everybody for coming on the podcast, and we will see you soon.
Thank you,
Next time.
everybody.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Bye. Thank you.